I can't express my gratitude that you are all here with us, and especially to the three, no offense to anybody here, but most important people in this room. We have BJ, Christy Klein, and Dia Bender, who you will hear from. And after them, you will hear from District Attorney John Walsh, Denver Police Chief Ron Thomas, Denver Health Forensic Nurse Program Manager Michelle Metz, and Co-Director Client Services of the Blue Bench Laura Patlan. Sorry, Laura. But first, BJ.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is BJ. I am an artist. I'm a poet. I'm a writer. I'm so many things, but I'm also a survivor. I am really excited to be here with you today and just speak a little bit more about why it's important to be a part of moments like this. As a survivor, it's really special to be able to speak up and advocate for something that has not only happened to me, but so many people that I know, as well as loved ones, friends, family, but also strangers. So I think that it's important that we come together in moments like this and really share why this all matters. My experience with being in this space with RISE has given me the ability to speak with other survivors. It's given me the option to use my art as a way to work through some of the pain and trauma that I have experienced. And so when I think about coming together with other survivors, we know our stories and we advocate for each other, but it is so important that we have other people in our lives and our communities, and especially people who can actually help and make a change to believe us as well. When it comes to speaking up, I think there's a lot of shame in sharing your story. And I think when we speak up, it allows that freedom where we don't have to keep these stories hidden. It makes it more known that this doesn't happen to just people over there or other people we don't know. When we speak up, it makes it real, it makes it present, even if it's uncomfortable. And we need people to believe us when we speak up for that exact reason. It takes being believed in order for you to continue to share your story. As a survivor, you don't share your story once, you share it over and over again. And so I ask that you believe survivors, not just in that moment, but you continue to believe them. I ask that you advocate for us, that you continue to support movements like RISE and the Blue Bench. Over the last 3 years, I've been able to use my art to work through some of the things that I've experienced as a survivor, but I've also been able to make connections where I'm able to continue to advocate and fight for what is important, and that is being believed. What I ask today is that you continue to support Blue Bench. They do a lot for the community as well in terms of supporting survivors. And with RISE, it has allowed that mix of being an artist, which is really special to me and really important, and also the advocacy side where I get to speak up for what's important to me. So I am glad to be here with you today, and I hope that you continue to believe us, not just now, but often. And it's okay to share your story, whether you share it with one person or others. It's not something that maybe you share with the entire world, but I want people to feel safe to share it with the people that need to hear it most. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christy Klein. This is my third year being a part of Blue Bench's RISE. And this year, I'm one of the featured artists alongside my amazing friend, VJ. RISE allows survivors to come together and share their stories on their own terms, allowing full autonomous freedom to express themselves in whatever way that feels good to them. To be loud, angry, messy, with no limits, and turn our stories and pain into beautiful works of art. It's so validating that something like this exists in a world where there aren't many spaces for survivors to be our most vulnerable selves, and to openly be able to have these hard conversations on this very important topic where we don't have to tiptoe around, be afraid of being silenced, or feel like we are making others uncomfortable with our truths. To have that freedom is huge and powerful. I truly believe vulnerability connects and brings us together, and that is exactly what Rise does. It all starts by believing, then taking a step further and backing those words with actions, support, compassion, love, and preventative care. Living in this world as a survivor is exhausting. A world that is favored to predators and abusers. It's terrifying. We survivors deserve to feel angry. We deserve to be as vocal as we want in a world that goes above and beyond to keep us silent. Survivors deserve to take up space, and by doing so, we need the support of our communities to be as loud and angry as we are. To show that we don't stand for certain unsafe behaviors and that the responsibility shouldn't fall all on us. Here are a few ways that you can help. You can attend any one of the Blue Bench's many events that they hold, including our show this month here in this space, or our fundraising gala this Saturday. They also offer a variety of classes and resources on ways to be there for the loved ones in your life. And lastly, you can donate to the Blue Bench directly. Communication, boundaries, safety, and consent should be the top priority in every space, relationship, and business, as well as being trauma-informed. I'm hopeful this would create much-needed change. We need your help now more than ever. Here in Colorado alone, the statistics are 1 in 3 women, 1 in 2 trans individuals, and 1 in 6 men that will experience an attempted or completed sexual assault in their lifetime. Whether you realize it or not, you most likely know or have a survivor in your life. And because survivors are often impacted for a lifetime, please continue to support us, not just during the month of April, but all the time. Believing and supporting survivors saves lives. We're never going to shut up, and we're never going to stop trying to end sexual violence. We hope that all of you will join us in this mission. Thank you.
My name is Dia Bender, and I am the owner of M&D Artistries, as well as a survivor of sexual assault. Although this is not what defines my life, it will always be a part of who I am. I cannot stress how important it is for law enforcement, family, friends, and everyone to start with believing when someone speaks up and asks for help. Too often, victims of sexual assault endure more trauma when they speak up. For myself, it was difficult to have someone ask why I had put myself in a position like this. The question put the blame on me. The assumption of any survivor of sexual assault did something for it to take place is a stigma that needs to stop. Assault is unacceptable. Breaking this stigma allows people to feel safe and speak up. Speaking up and having people start by believing saves lives and shows other survivors that they can speak up too. The Blue Bench provided crucial support when I was assaulted by helping me to stop my self-destructive behavior. They listened and they believed me. The help and the resources I received changed the whole trajectory of my life. The Blue Bench provided crucial support when I was assaulted. Then, being a part of the Blue Bench Rise exhibit not only felt so liberating, but it empowered me to want to do more to help the Blue Bench and other survivors. It was a sense of freedom to be in an exhibit that allowed me to be vulnerable and open for the first time in my art career and as well in public. Meeting so many incredible survivors showed me that I did not have to carry the shame like a dirty secret. It was okay to speak out. Since then, I opened M&D Artistries Gallery, and we make it a point to make sure we always keep this safe space for all, and for all to know how important their journeys are. We have so many wonderful artists who all look out for each other. Another beautiful gift from the Blue Bench and the Rise exhibit is the bond that I have with an artist named Tali. She helps lead all the exhibits with me and is truly gifted in many ways. Other survivors from the Rise exhibit also do community events here and have become a staple in my life. My experience with the Blue Bench is one thing that I will forever cherish, as they bring so many survivors together and help so many people. I cannot imagine my life without all the Blue Bench organization has done for me. So please know it is okay to speak up. Know that the Blue Bench can help. Never silence yourself and allow stigmas to be what writes your narrative. We are not what our perpetrators took from us. We are strength, and we are all survivors.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Walsh. I'm Denver's District Attorney. And I first want to begin by just saying what an honor it is to be here and how moving it is to hear from BJ, to hear from Kirsty, and to hear from Dia, and to witness their bravery in continuing to advocate for the survivors of sexual violence. Can we give them another round of applause for not only their courage today, but their courage overall? And thank you so much, Dia, for opening your gallery for this event here today, and for all the work you do with art, this wonderful art that we see around us, so much of it actually made by the survivors of sexual violence. You know, we're honored in the DA's office to work closely with our partners in the Denver Police Department, with the Blue Bench, with the Rosandum Center, and so many other organizations that really make it possible for us to seek justice and accountability for the crimes that we're talking about here today. And I just want to express our appreciation, our thanks to all of them for the great work that they do. So Start by Believing Day is an opportunity. It is an opportunity for all of us to step forward and to create an environment where the survivors of sexual violence feel comfortable talking about what they have suffered, and also going to law enforcement so that we can seek accountability and stop the kind of violence that goes on all too often in our community. I just want to emphasize that the statistics are kind of shocking. Only between 5 and 20% of the survivors of sexual violence actually feel comfortable enough to come to law enforcement and to get involved in the criminal justice system. That's got to stop. We have to do more, both as professionals, but the community as a whole has to do more to ensure that the survivors of sexual violence are comfortable and able to come forward. And let me give you an example of just one case, one really important case, where 11 incredibly brave women came forward just this past year and came to the Denver Police Department and the Denver DA's office to help us prosecute a case against a serial sexual predator named Stephen Matthews. As a result of their bravery, we were able to prosecute that case, successfully obtain a conviction and a sentence of 158 years against a man who undoubtedly would have continued to assault other women. That's because of the bravery of those women. Okay, we give them a round of applause. I do want to call out the lead prosecutors from our office, Bree Beasley and Victoria Kelly, who are here today. They deserve our support, but without the help of those 11 survivors, they never could have brought that case. And I also want to thank DPD and all the other partners in that case, because it was a hard-fought trial. So let me conclude by saying this. Starting by Believing Day is an opportunity for all of us. It's an opportunity for us to look the survivors of sexual violence in the eye and say, we're sorry this happened. It is not your fault, and we believe you. So let's go out and make that happen. Thank you all. Thank you for everything you all do, and we'll keep fighting.
Thank you, everyone. Again, it's an honor to be here on this special day. And I want to begin by acknowledging the incredible strength and resilience of these survivors who told their story once again today. And I also feel it's important to apologize that their experience wasn't necessarily what we're advocating for today. So thank you. We're all here today to acknowledge a difficult truth that sexual assault is a pervasive and devastating crime that leaves lasting scars. And in the aftermath, survivors not only face the trauma of the assault itself, but also complex decisions, including whether or not to report it. The decision to report a sexual assault is completely up to the survivor. We understand a survivor may not be ready to report to law enforcement, and we respect that choice. However, we want our community to know the Denver Police Department starts by believing, and it is committed to supporting survivors. To ensure this commitment is more than just words, the Denver Police Department has taken several steps. Our officers receive specialized training to understand the impact of sexual assault, and our sexual assault unit and victims assistants are prepared to provide compassionate assistance whenever a survivor chooses to come forward. This training is vital. It equips our officers with the knowledge and sensitivity on how best to approach these delicate situations. Also, our sexual assault unit and victims assistants are dedicated professionals ready to provide the specific support needed. We understand that trust is earned, not given. We work every day to build that trust to create a system which prioritizes the needs and rights of survivors. We continue to work tirelessly to ensure that every survivor who walks through our doors knows that they are valued, they are respected, and most importantly, they are believed. In closing, the Denver Police Department starts by believing, and we encourage all members of our community to do the same. Thank you.
Hello. First off, I want to say thank you so much for being vulnerable and coming forward to speak. This can be so incredibly intimidating, especially with cameras in front of you, so thank you. So coming forward after a sexual assault is difficult. At Denver Health, we realize this. We also realize that sexual assault is a healthcare issue, and we want to get rid of the barriers to people coming forward and getting the health care that they absolutely deserve. Patients are met with care and respect. Their options are explained, which is important because we don't push patients down one option choice versus the other. They have multiple options here in Colorado, and we want to make sure that we honor that. Their choices are honored. Starting by believing for Denver Health means that patients are empowered. It means that they are treated with respect and empathy. Starting by believing means that we work hard to ensure that they get the care that they need and deserve. We're here to care for and take care of our patients who come forward. We're not here to judge. We're not here to re-traumatize. We're here to make sure that they feel empowered to walk forward afterwards.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to our community partners and the amazing survivors who have already spoken before me. My name is Laura Patlan. I am the co-director of client services at the Blue Bench, and I oversee our advocacy team. The Blue Bench is Metro Denver's only sexual assault prevention and client services organization, providing comprehensive care at little to no cost for survivors. During my time at the Blue Bench, I have supported hundreds of callers on our hotline at all hours of the day or night. I have accompanied survivors through some of the hardest and most re-traumatizing parts of their healing journeys, and I've had the honor of witnessing the joys and successes these amazing human beings have been able to find and hold on to despite it all. During all of this, I have always started by believing in survivors when they have shared their experience with me, and I never stopped believing them. Just 3 words, I believe you, can go an extremely long way, especially when a survivor has unfortunately not heard those words before from others in their life. Sexual violence is never the survivor's fault, and yet it can be one of the most stigmatizing and isolating instances of their life. In the aftermath of an assault, survivors have to navigate trauma, fear, guilt, shame, grief, and the societal messaging that something we said or did caused it to happen. That something about who we are as a person made someone harm us in this way. We're told that bad things only happen to bad people. This is not true. Statistics say we have either experienced some form of sexual violence ourselves or we know someone who has. None of us are at fault for what happened to us, and every single one of us deserves to be believed. I often hear the question from a survivor's loved ones, professionals, community members wishing to become allies in this movement, how can I help? Or they ask, how can I be a part of this change to combat and end sexual violence? These ways may sound familiar to most of you. Practice bystander intervention, call out sexism and misogyny, including in the media you consume, challenge rape myths, donate to organizations that support survivors like the Blue Bench, continue to educate yourselves. But the most important way, the simplest way, is to be there, to listen, and to believe. We combat sexual violence when we create a community that calls it out for what it is. When we create a community that does not shame survivors into silence. When we create a community that believes and supports survivors when they choose to disclose and share their story with us. Every single one of us has a role in this, especially us as service providers, medical professionals, members of law enforcement, and the criminal legal system. Survivors are turning to us to help them find healing, justice, and a path forward. We need to be unwavering in our conviction that all survivors deserve to be believed and supported. Now, before I conclude, I want to share some of what I've already stated, but in Spanish. Mi nombre es Laura Patlan y soy la codirectora de servicios al cliente de The Blue Bench. Durante mi tiempo en The Blue Bench, yo he apoyado a clientes de cientos de personas en nuestra línea abierta y he acompañado sobrevivientes durante algunos de los tiempos más difíciles y retraumatizantes de su camino a sanación. He visto los logros y alegrías que estas personas asombrosas han podido alcanzar a pesar de todo lo que han sufrido. Durante todos estos intercambios, he visto qué tan importante es el creer cuando alguien toma la valiente decisión en contarnos su historia. La violencia sexual nunca es la culpa de la persona sobreviviente, y sin embargo puede ser la experiencia más estigmatizante y aislante de su vida. Después de una agresión, sobrevivientes tienen que navegar trauma, vergüenza, miedo, pena, culpa y los mensajes de una sociedad que nos dice que nosotros hicimos algo o dijimos algo que causó que esto pasara. Que nos dice que algo dentro de nosotros hizo que alguien nos causara daño de esta forma. Que las cosas malas solo les pasan a las personas malas. Nada de esto es verdad. Estadísticas nos dicen que o nosotros hemos sufrido alguna forma de violencia sexual o conocemos a alguien en nuestra vida a quien le ha pasado. Ninguno de nosotros es culpable por lo que nos pasó y cada uno de nosotros merece ser creído. A toda persona que ha tenido que sufrir cualquier forma de violencia sexual, a quien le han dicho que no merece apoyo o ser creída, a quien le han dicho que no hay lugar aquí para ella, quiero que sepan, usted merece todo el apoyo en el mundo, usted merece estar aquí y yo le creo. We are, right at this very moment, bearing witness to dangerous times, both in this country and across the globe. And for someone who is brown, queer, disabled, and Latinx, every day feels a little less safe. Funding for life-saving research and services is being taken or denied. Our rights and those of our friends and loved ones are being systematically stripped away. We are being desensitized to violence and suffering, all while being told that to survive, we must leave one another behind. We cannot and should not abandon one another. Now more than ever, we need our community and our community needs us. We must turn toward one another, not away. To all of us who have had to experience or have been touched by sexual violence, who have been told you are not enough, whose experience has been ignored or dismissed, who have been told there is no place for you here, please know this. You are enough. You deserve to be here. I see you, and I believe you. Thank you.
Wow. Again, thank you to all of our speakers. We also want to thank, every year we ask for the buildings to be lit up across Denver. And without hesitation, they immediately say yes. That includes the City and County Building of Denver, the McNichols Building, the Performing Arts Complex, Ball Arena, Empower Field at Mile High, and new this year, Denver Health. And it kind of blows me away because it's a sensitive subject. They may or not want to be tied to it, but immediately they say yes. So even though if you don't feel supported, look for the lights always. And you can follow us on social media for facts throughout the month because it's not just about believing, but it's about consent. Thank you.